baking cookies again. I have to. My kids on the bus haven't had any for a while. So, let's do it. And I'm only going to have a couple of them myself. So, let's get this candle lit and a few more, because there is something so magical about the wonderful fragrance of candles plus the smell of baking cookies. Oops. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Don't want to waste the match. Come on. There we go. I think I'll just light 4 of them. That 5th one would probably be too much smell, but I don't know if there's any such thing. Okay, I'm doing Nestle Toll House Cookies again because those are the kids' favorites, and that's the consensus among them. I find it interesting that they have new words on their packaging. Ingredients you can trust. No artificial flavors or preservatives. Gluten-free. Responsibly sourced cocoa through the Nestle Cocoa Plan. Quality tip. Yeah, that goes without saying. Yeah, I knew all that. Well, anyway, I think, and I hope perhaps that Nestle is having more responsible sourcing, because I've heard some very negative things about their company. What shall we do first? I think I have all my ingredients available. I need some flour, baking soda, and salt, and a cup of butter. I've got all that. Let's go on over to my hutch here and see what ingredients we indeed have. I bought some new vanilla, same old salt. Just need to get everything out onto the table ahead of time. I didn't used to keep all of my baking goods in this cupboard until I started this channel, but I so enjoyed having it in here, and I realized that it wasn't really causing that much wear and tear on my antique, so I didn't have to worry about it. I still have some flour left over from the last bag, so I use that before I open up the new one. Bring over the baking soda. Anything else? Anything else? Sugar, of course. Now this will be the first time. I think it's the first time, maybe not. It's opened. That I've used of sugar in chocolate chip cookies. We'll see how that turns out. There we go. That's all I need. Isn't that pretty? I like looking at my own stuff. Okay, I think I'm gonna need this towel to be a buffer for my mixing bowl, which is definitely an antique that I need to be careful with because it has a crack in it. Don't know if you can see that. My cookie spatula, and I'm just going to use this for mixing flour. Alrighty then. How much flour? 2 1/4 cups. Many people, actually, only a couple of people, said that I shouldn't use a liquid measuring cup for my flour, so I am going to try to teach this old dog some new tricks. So, we'll see if I do any better with this one. I'm really not a baker. It is not my thing at all. I would much rather cook a meal. But there is something very warm and wonderful about the smell and the sights of baking cookies or bread baking in the oven, things like that. Sometimes I will be cooking or baking and I will go outside and do some small little chore, and I come back in and the smell greets me like it was my own mama. And of course, it takes me back to those days. Alright, 2 1/4 cups of flour is all I needed there. How much salt? Check this bag again. You would think I have this recipe memorized by now. Teaspoon. Okay. Teaspoon of baking soda. And then salt. Okay, got it. Now, I wanted to tell y'all real quickly that the measuring spoons I have here, I received them as a birthday present from my daughter. And if you like them, they are available on Amazon, or go straight to the company named Gans, G-A-N-Z, GANZ. They have all different kinds of beautifully designed metal measuring spoons. That's not a paid promotion. I just want to go ahead and tell you now so I don't end up having to answer a bunch of comments about where you can get them. But I will also list it in descriptions. I really don't know a whole lot about any of the products that I'm using. Okay, I seem to recall that this measuring spoon might be a tad bit too big for this bottle. Let's try it real quick. Oh dear, that's what I thought. Okay, let's see if I can carefully pour it without spilling. Close enough. That's good for me. This time I'm going to follow the recipe as closely as it is humanly possible for me to do. Okay, so we are on to the wet products here. Ingredients, I mean to say. So we need the butter in the other bowl. Let's come over here and get it. I don't sift the flour this time because the recipe did not call for it, and I believe this flour was pre-sifted, but in any case I think it's going to be just fine. And there I was on my way to get the bowl and got distracted and got this instead. You just have to bear with me in my changeable moods and changeable mind. Okay. Now I'll go get it. I am ready now to whip up the butter and the eggs and the sugar. Let me just get a couple things out of my way here first, though. Make more room on the table. Oh yeah, I was so excited about this, and I'll tell you all too, that my wonderful husband went ahead and raised my antique table that I'm working on. He raised it up. He put, what do you call it, an adapter and a what do you call it? Anyway, it's higher by about a foot. So now I can actually film this and make my cookies without having to bend over so far. And let me tell you, that is so nice to be able to do. My goodness. You shouldn't have to work up a sweat just making cookies. Okay, so now let's turn this over again and find sugar and vanilla extract until creamy. Okay. I am using Challenge brand butter today because it is what was on sale at Kroger grocery store. There is just no replacement for Land of Lakes butter, but this works just fine for baking. The only time I'm super concerned about flavor is when I'm melting butter for popcorn or spreading it on toast. You put it in cookies, I can't tell. It's like, okay, it's just butter. But this is a more expensive brand that I'm enjoying rather than the generic, because boy oh boy, the difference between these name brands and generic is huge. Not kidding. Alrighty. Let's see. So we just need the sugar next, and then the butter. So what does it say we need for sugar? 3/4 cup of granulated. You know, I have used other recipes for cookies where they have had a different balance of brown sugar and regular sugar. And any difference of ratios, and it changes everything. If you put more white sugar, it isn't as good. If you put more brown sugar and less white sugar, it isn't as good. It really is. And I think that is the magic of Toll House Cookie recipe, is their perfect ratio of every ingredient. So, if I were to make chocolate chip cookies without Nestle Toll House morsels, I would still go ahead and look up the recipe for Nestle Toll House Cookies. It's the best recipe there is in the whole wide world for chocolate chip cookies. And it doesn't seem to make much difference what name brand it is for those ingredients that I've ever noticed. A more discriminating person might be able to tell the difference, but I cannot. Okay, it's brown sugar. They usually say to press it down. And I don't have a 3/4 cup measuring cup in this particular style, so I am just using the 1/4 cup measuring cup 3 different times to make 3/4. Isn't that just brilliant? Okay, there's 3/4 cup of brown sugar and white sugar. or granulated sugar, however you want to call it. White sugar, brown sugar, sugar, just sugar. And then brown sugar is difficult to keep moist without some extra protection around it. Alright, let's just cream this together. Butter's nice and soft. Isn't that pretty? The visual of watching the change go from 3 different colors into one brown is pleasing to me. I sure hope the kids will appreciate this again. It's been a while since they've had any cookies from me. There are possibly a few of you that are new subscribers, and so I will just take another opportunity here to tell you I am not a bus driver. I talk about the kids on the bus because I am a bus attendant for special needs children. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's put in some vanilla extract. Everything calls for a teaspoon. This is a Watkins brand vanilla. I don't know if it's better or not, but it is a very reputable company. An old one. They've been around for a long, long time. Okay, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and we are ready to go ahead with the eggs. I'm not going to worry about getting that too mixed in. None of it has to be quite perfectly mixed at the end. We need to get those eggs in there, and then it'll all really mesh like it should. Wouldn't that be so funny if the bowl cracked apart when I cracked the egg on it? I think I'd cry. Alrighty then. Just kind of mix the eggs to the side here first. Since I'm not using a blender. Do you know there are so many videos I want to make, and I just don't have the time. When I was cracking those eggs, I was thinking, oh, I'd just love to show everybody how I make my scrambled eggs. And it would make some nice sounds, I think. But I have to be on the bus by 6 o'clock in the morning. So I wake up at 4:30 to 5 o'clock. And I'm to work by 6. Let's see here. All we need now is to beat the flour into the egg mixture. I'm glad I remembered which bowl was supposed to be for which. Can't tell you how many times I've forgotten and put the flour in the bigger bowl. Doesn't always work so well. But now I've given myself plenty of room in this bowl for mixing and stirring without getting flour all over the place. So I work for a couple of hours in the morning on the bus with the kids. And if I have a quiet moment, I'll answer some comments on the channel, on my channel. But then I go home, do my housework, take care of business, maybe get a video edited, or a video made, or a voiceover done. Then I have to leave the house just before 2 o'clock, go back to the bus, and 2 more hours. Sometimes me and the kids have such a riot. Depends on my mood and their moods. But I'm not going to wait until a Friday to give the kids the cookies. I'm going to have to get them out of the house immediately because otherwise I'll be tempted by them. Have you ever met a baker that isn't fat? I'm sure there are many of them, but just can't keep cookies at the house. I can't. We are so ready for the chocolate chips. No worries, I won't add raisins this time. No oatmeal. I'm going to be a purist this time. But I will put the whole bag in because I made a whole recipe. Okay, that's it. Let me see. I'll put a couple more in there. Missed that. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and mix those in the best I can. Isn't that pretty? Dark brown against light brown. And that's funny that I should be talking about the color of cookie dough. You know, it's a bit chilly outside today, so though my video might be making it look like a fall day, it isn't really. But if there's a chill in the air, I enjoy creating the ambiance of a warm, cozy homestead. My husband has already come in on one of my video breaks here, and he said, smells like cookies. Smells like fall. No. It smells like Thanksgiving in here. I haven't even baked anything yet. So, it was just the fact that the oven was warming and the candles were giving off a nice fragrance. I think he's happy when I'm baking or cooking. Alright, let's get all this put back away. I always feel better about cleaning up along the way, if I can. I didn't cut the parchment paper yet because I ran out, and this is a new roll, so you will have to watch me how I do this. The roll is just the width of the pan, and I need to get it the right length. No, it's just the same length as the pan, and I need to get the right width. Okay, that's how I should have said it. Okay, now let's just try to stay on the line here some. It definitely does not have to be perfect. Okay. You know, really the only reason why I use parchment paper is because I know those cookies are going to come up clean and neat. No sticking. The other benefit to it is cleanup is so easy. So easy. Fold up the paper and throw it away. Nothing to it. This batter is so gooey. Getting it all over the place. It's on the spoon handle. It's on both my hands. It's getting under my nails. Oh gee. This is just a mess. Oh well, I'm just gonna get this batch done, and then I'm going to wash my hands off camera, because I am a complete mess. It's crazy. It's so gooey. Doesn't even seem like they'll bake up right when they're this gooey. But we'll see what happens. Gonna wash my hands now. Alright. Let's get these things in the oven. Look how funny those shapes are. Can't wait to see how that's gonna turn out. Okay. The oven is nice and warm and preheated. We're ready to go. Let's get the timer and set it for some 10 minutes. It's usually 9 minutes according to the recipe, but I always need 1 minute more because my oven's a little bit off or something. Any birds out there? Oh, bummer. No birds. Oh well. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. These are gorgeous. They're all a little funny shaped, but they're gorgeous. Love that. Those are gonna be good. Alright, well, some of these are gonna need some help here. They're stuck together. That's easy to get off, that one. That one's still separate. That one came apart okay. And this one's all by itself. That's gonna be okay. Notice how I do the easiest first. Get back here. Okay. Alright, those will cool off, and now I gotta try to get these apart. I am so gonna mess these up, I just know it. Well, it survived. Don't they look delicious though? Oh my. It doesn't look at all like there's too many chocolate chips in there. Looks like a pretty good ratio of chocolate chip to cookie. Okay, make room for the daddy. That's a big one. Okay. No had to skip a whole part of my video. We're just going to go ahead and cook the next batch. While we're waiting for the second batch, I'll just put these over on the plate. See, I'm putting these on a paper plate like this because I'm going to send some over to the neighbor's house. There we go. Here's our second batch. Let's get in here. Oh, we have a few stuck together again. I tend to make my cookies very big. I really don't need to do that. It's the same way with everything I do, I swear. For some reason, I think bigger or more is better. Okay. These don't look quite as badly stuck together, but okay. Get the loose ones first. At least they're not joined on all four sides. Not like the last batch that I made. I think the recipe said 3 dozen cookies. No, I think it said 4 dozen. I'm probably only gonna get 3.5 because I make my cookies so big. Okay, so I think we're ready. Let's go ahead and get this next batch of dough here. See, I'm going to do this a little differently this time. I'm only going to use one hand for shaping and keep my right hand and my spoon clean. Can we do that, Rebecca? Yes. Yes, we can. Okay. Going to see, it takes about, no matter what size I make these little dough balls, I'm going to still use up 12 spaces. I wouldn't put more than 4 rows of 3. No matter what size I made the cookies. Because I don't want to challenge my space. And so I think, well, just make them a little bit bigger so I don't have to cook as much. Okay, as ready to go into the oven. It's a little neater than my first attempt. 10 minutes once again. Okay. Let's do a little cleanup here. And voila, magic. The cookies are done. Oh man, look at how stuck those are together again. I just can't get it right. Well, they're still gonna taste good though. Look at all. I think I have more stuck together this time than before. Yeah, that's still a decent shape. My neighbors and my kids are gonna love them just fine. Isn't that such a pretty color? There I go again talking about the color, but if you notice, I have a love affair with colors. There's a part of me that would have liked to have been a decorator or an artist, maybe. I don't know. But I definitely have a huge regard for the way colors go together. Okay, that's a simple cleanup. All there is to it. My pan is clean, but my paper simply gets folded up and thrown away. Now, let's get these cookies evenly distributed between both plates, because I'm going to bring one plate to my neighbors and one plate on the bus. That should be just right. Okay, all finished. I think I'll get a cup of coffee for myself now. I'm gonna have my 2 cookies and go through the newspaper that I was given in a package. And sit and look at that German newspaper and eat my cookies. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay tuned for that newspaper video.